Good afternoon, Americans. This is No Hard Feelings with Terry Davis. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Let's get started. So I want to piggyback off of last week's podcast a little bit. I know these are short and trying to keep it short and simple just to build some content, but I want to talk about keep it going with the last podcast. So I guess there's no easy way to start this conversation because it's gonna go bad because I'm gonna get hate mail for it and all this other stuff. But it's gonna be about trans people. Okay, first of all, I'm not a transphobic. I am not scared of trans people. That's what transphobic means. It means you're scared. Phobia means you're scared of something. I'm not scared. I don't believe in ideology. I don't believe in mutilating kids. You know, if you're 18 years old and you decide you want to have a sex change, fine. But leave our kids out of it. Don't push your shit down my throat. And right now they're pushing it down our throat bad. And you know what they're doing to these kids? They're grooming them. You can say they don't, they're not, but they are. I just found out today that a friend of ours got a word from their teacher that they're going to teach their daughter how to touch themselves. Now, this isn't a red state, blue state, because it happened in Missouri. That's a red state. So it's not Democratic or Republican. It's happening everywhere. I'm sure a lot of you who've seen videos of parents going to school boards and protesting books, they're not trying to ban books. They're trying to stop the sexualization of kids. And if you guys can't see that, you got a whole nother problem. There should be none of this. And we should be tolerating it. The 99% of the population is tolerating for 1% is ridiculous. Wow, go to other country and say they do this. You think they're going to let them do this to their kids? No, they don't. Well, Canada maybe, but Canada's a little farther gone than we are. Sorry, Canadians. It's true. But I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know if a lot of you have seen Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman." It's probably one of the best documentaries on this I've seen. He tries to have the conversation with people, and his kind of dry humor, I like it. But anyway, we just need to do something about this. We have to start making a stand for our kids. We can't have teachers teaching them how to touch themselves at 11 years old. We can't have teachers reading sex books or drag queen shows in front of kids. It's uncalled for. You know, this is a difference between like a trans woman and trans man, I guess. So any woman that is a trans turned into a man, you don't see them out there shaking their ass in front of little kids. No, but all these trans women, men that want to be women, going to men's bathroom, making a big deal out of it. Why? You know, it just goes along with all the women's sports thing. How was Riley Gaines a bad person because she can't be a male swimmer? Because she's standing up for women's rights? Where are the feminists at? Where are the women at that are getting their lives changed because a man is saying they're a woman? Women fought for years to get their own voice, and we got men taking their voice away from them. And we're bowing down to it. We can't. We must stop this today. There's this Olympic weightlifter in Canada. He was like 100 and something in the men's division. Decided to be a trans. Went to the women's division, killed the women. Was winning competition after competition. Well, in Canada, all you gotta do is say I'm a man or woman. You don't have to have anything. That's their lunacy there. So the guy champion of the powerlifting, the guy first place guy, decided to go to the women's and as a woman to beat the guy. And he told the guy, I'm going to follow you to every tournament you're in and enter, and you will never win again. Get out of women's sports. Why don't we have more men standing up for our women? Because they're scared. Don't be scared. You know, I've been hesitant on what to talk about on these podcasts because backlash and worried about if somebody from work sees it, and you know, I'm sick of worrying about that stuff anymore because there's this guy I listen to. I don't know how many of you know him. I talk about him all the time to my friends and family and stuff. That his name is Andy Frisella, and he has a podcast, and he's actually from St. Louis as well. And I was listening to his podcast today. I was at the gym, and he's like, people need to quit standing on the sidelines. People need to get out and speak. So that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking out about this because I don't believe in it. I'll tell you what, let a minor attracted person or a trans person touch my kid and see what happens. Let a teacher try grooming my kid and see what happens. Actually, it kind of already happened. I don't know if it was grooming, but my son's, I think it was a second grade teacher, tried telling him there's no difference between boys and girls' clothes. And so I said to Isaac, I go, hey, do you want to wear a dress to school tomorrow? He goes, no. I go, what about a skirt or a bra or something? No. I go, okay, there's a difference. You know what? Kids have a hard enough time growing up with learning their stuff in school, trying to figure out who they are. We don't need to be jamming this shit down their throat. I'm sorry I'm cussing on this, but I'm really adamant about this. It pisses me off that everybody is standing on the sidelines and letting them do this to our kids. And these dads that are sitting there and letting them do it. Like, why? It's crazy to me. And, like I said, I'm not transphobic. I'm just sick of the grooming and just sick of the pushing on kids. And everybody should be. You know what? If a kid wants to do it, let them do it slowly. Why do we have to jump into medication? Why can't you say, okay, just let them be whatever they want to be for right now, and then down the road they can do something? No. As soon as they do it, we can transition them. No questions asked, no doctor visits. Let's give them on puberty blockers right away. So there's another law in the state of Washington. So I think you'll start seeing a mass exodus of families out of the state of Washington. So they just passed a law in their House last Thursday, that states if a parent refuses to give their child gender-affirming care, they will lose custody of their kids and the state can take them from them. What kind of effed up stuff is that? That is crazy to me. I heard this today on it too. Like, one transition kid dumps $1 million into pharmaceuticals. Automatically, they get $1 million richer. So here we go, circling back to money. That's all it's about with him. Once they transition a kid, they cut off their boobs. They give them double hysterectomies, take all their body, they're mutilated. They can't have a normal life. Jordan Peterson had this girl that was transitioning when she was a teenager, and her, the doctors, your son's gonna commit suicide. Your daughter is gonna commit suicide if you don't transition her. So they transitioned her because they didn't want their kid to commit suicide. Well, in the state of California, you have to the insurance companies are required by law to offer this to pay for the transition for kids. But after that transition is done, they wash their hands and the kid's there defending for himself. Now this Chloe, she's a girl. She's transitioning back to a woman, but she won't be the same. Because she won't have boobs. She had a double hysterectomy. She'll never have kids. And she's having all these health issues. And nobody's there to back her up. The same doctors that were pushing her towards transition are wiping their hands with it and throwing the key away. They don't give a shit about her. They were there for a paycheck. I don't know where to go with this. I'm just sick of seeing it and sick of seeing it pushed down people's throats. Like I said, you're free to do what you're in. The United States is a free country. You can do what you want, but you shouldn't be grooming kids and you shouldn't be trying to get them to transition. It's madness, and it will not lead to anything good. If you go back and you look at there's a lot of people that had sex changes in the late 90s when it first started coming around. A lot of those people have transitioned back because of what has happened to them. They thought it would make them happy. It doesn't. They always say, transgender people have the highest suicide rate because of violence, because trans violence. Okay, first of all, I don't know one person has been violent to a trans person. They're not out on the streets getting attacked. First of all, we don't even care. we didn't care until you started to involve the kids. So just leave the kids alone. Be whoever the fuck you want to be, but don't push on kids. So anyway, I hope this, like I said, no hard feelings, right? So like I said, this is just piggybacking a little bit off of the last week's podcast and talking about like the kids. If we come together for anything, it should be for the kids and our future. You know, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, I won't be around in 25 years." No, but your kids and your grandkids will be. Do you want a bad world for them? No, we're not thinking about the kids. We're thinking about now and how important we are now, what we're doing now. People need to start investing time in their kids and finding out what's going on in their kids' lives. They got social media out there. They got all these things, you know, YouTube videos. I mean, it's crazy. So to go along with that, like, we have parental locks on Isaac's tablet so he can't see. But there's still videos out there that I catch every once in a while, and then I have to block that person because it's making stuff obscene or not good for kids. You know, and I don't know. I just think that we all should come together for the kids. They're attacking our kids. They're going to ruin them. And we need to stand up for them because they can't stand up for themselves. I don't know. Hopefully somebody gets some good content out of this. Not trying to offend anybody. Just trying to say to leave the kids alone. So hope everybody has a great weekend and enjoys this podcast. And I'll see you soon. Later.